the ADP. The candidate of the Action Democratic Party, ADP, Babatunde Olalere Gbadamosi, popularly called BOG, was born in England, and his campaign promises include to build 10,000 housing units for each year of his 4-year term, to review public sector pay if elected as governor, to order large, high-volume roll-off ferries to take passengers off roads and onto the waterways. Citizen Information Network will bring you live updates on the governorship election scheduled to hold this Saturday, 9th of March 2019. Follow us on our social media handles on Instagram, Facebook, and on Twitter at CIN Niger. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel at CIN Niger and also log on to our website www.cinnigeria.com/live.
All right, thank you very much once again for staying with Citizen Information Network. This is, of course, the second half still on live coverage of the state and House of Assembly elections happening in 36 states of the country. Of course, just 29 states having a governorship election. 7 states is not part of this election and will not be. Will have the elections later in the year. And these states are Kogi State, Osun State, Bayelsa State, Edo State, and of course we have Anambra State, Ekiti, Osun. Okay, so welcome back. Now, my name is Steve Tweetwe, and of course, yes, we can tell you that vote counting is ongoing in so many polling units across the country as we speak. And yes, we have results coming in from our correspondents already from the various polling units they are covered. We'll definitely take a look at this. But now let's just bring you up to date with events as INEC has issued some statements on happenings in Benue State. Yes, we can tell you that some thugs were caught in action in Benue State in an attempt to disrupt the electoral process in the state. And of course, the Independent National Electoral Commission has also reported that reported 2 deaths in Benue State and also a case of ballot box snatch in the state. And also, yes, we'll take a look at the security situation in the state and also the statement issued by INEC that it will be 0 votes recorded in any polling unit or any place where card readers are not used. So we also take a look at INEC performance in today's election compared to that of the presidential election that happened February the 23rd. Of course, I'm not alone. I have Raphael Waneri, Pando, the Honorable Minister of the Street Assembly, and Pando, 2 thugs caught in Benue State.
I'm not surprised. Benue is one state that one would expect something of this nature, but I'm happy that it's not more than this compared to the presidential election. It's a good news that they've been caught, and let's hope that they are brought to book to face the justice.
Yeah, let's hope that they are brought to book now. I recall during our visit to Benue State, it's a very big state, but the insecurity issue, because before today's election, there was a report of Edas attack by herdsmen in the state, just after the presidential election was declared, and so many people wonder what would happen during the governorship election, because we know Benue is becoming, before the elections, it is a very crowded state because of the disagreement among parties, members of political parties, and even opposition parties. But now, in the election in Benue State, we've not really heard from INEC a report of deaths in Rivers State, but so far 2 deaths in Benue State recorded in Benue State. One we want to look at this. Can we really say the security men in Benue State deployed to Benue State have done really well? Because 1 thugs caught, 2 deaths, a ballot box snatch.
It's unfortunate for the demise of those 2 people. It's a very unfortunate thing because our democracy needs to grow to an extent whereby no one needs to die, for the process for us to have a free, fair, and credible, process. I'd say we'll give it to the security agents. They've really upped their game as far as Benue is concerned. For us to have just few thugs and they've been apprehended. And we have zero, so far we have 0 ballot box snatches. They caught them in the process of snatching the box. I mean, it means the police are on their A game as far as this governorship and stroke state assembly election it's concerned.
All right, it will be good also for us to let you know that in Benue State, let's give you your information on the number of registered voters in Benue State. So you know, in Benue State, 2.24 million registered PVCs collected in the state. Yes, 2.24 million PVCs collected in Benue State. That gives us overview of, yes, that is really encouraging because it's over 90% of the total number of registered voters in the state already. We shall bring you up to date with events in Benue State, and also as the results will be announced, we'll look at this. But now, let's another important thing is that all across the country has been reported, even here in Lagos, low voters turnout. People didn't come out to vote, and everyone is wondering, and people are trying to figure out what is responsible for this. Even while we opened our studio for the live coverage, we did talk about if we should expect a high turnout of voters and the rest concerning what happened in the presidential election. Now that we have a low voters turnout, is this a case of Nigerians not interested in the electoral process, or they just want to avoid trouble? I say, I'm going to keep my head safe, I don't want any biggie.
Now, it's not a case of Nigeria not wanting or not interested in the electoral process, but it's a case of safety, and where your safety is not guaranteed, precautions need to be on an optimal level, and precaution is, is an individual thing. So what you've seen the electorate done, and one of the causes of the low voters turnout, one is precautions on the side of the electorate, because they believe that their safety is not guaranteed when they go to the poll, because they are taking cue from what happened from the presidential election. Even though INEC and security agents have come out to say that their safety is guaranteed, well, it's unfortunate that at this time we're still experiencing such in our democracy. And this is one election that it's supposed we all are supposed to be interested in, because whether you like it or not, this is what I call the grassroots election. Where you elect your state assembly members. These are people that you can't go to Abuja all the time to complain to the president, but your governor, you know where he stays, you know where the state house is, you know where your representative, that's your state representative, where they are very close to you. So these are people that you should go out, vote for them, knowing that if they misbehave or if they fail to perform, you hold them accountable. But unfortunately, we are having low voters, and one of the things that this is going to cause is going to pave way for rigging, because what happens to the other numbers of people that didn't come out?
Well, talking about rigging now, INEC has also announced that they will record 0 votes where card readers are not used. Because we do understand, if we go by what INEC has explained even before the presidential election, which is of course one thing that the opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, is holding on to for the presidential election. They've said that yes, accreditation and voting happen simultaneously, and of course the card readers must read your card.
Yes.
If your card is not read by the card reader, then there's no way you are going to vote. That
sure.
means that the number of, it's through the card reader they'll get the number of accredited voters.
Yes.
So it simply would mean that you cannot expect total number of registered voters in a particular polling unit to be the exact number of accredited voters. It might be so in some cases. So would it really be that easy for people to rig this election, going by the fact that it is the card reader that will give number of accredited voters, and that is what INEC would use?
In the last election, INEC came out to say the same thing, that it's going to be strictly card readers. Where you have no card reader, zero votes will be counted. Now we had instances whereby people complained that they voted manually. You know, whether the presidential.
I've seen any of that case.
So far, yes. Now you voted manually, and at the end of the day, the question that the People Democratic Party are asking is, if you said that without card reader there shouldn't be any votes, and now you went ahead to allow people to vote manually, why? And that is why they are taking, you know, they are holding the Independent National Electoral Commission, you know, on that. Now, last week sometime this week we had an interview, you know, with an INEC official, and she said something.
Yeah, that's the director of
voters education. Yes, she said something. She said there are two ways you should look at this card reader. If the fault is from INEC, whereby the card readers refuse to work and they deploy all other means to make it work and it didn't work, there's going to be a rerun of that election in that polling unit. But when the people agitate, that's the electorate now, say they do not want a card reader, that is when that zero, you know, votes will count. Do you understand? So they had already said that. So I believe where zero votes would count, it's where the electorate insists that there will not be, they don't want to use the card reader.
All right, and talking about the card reader, we can tell you also that our collation of votes is ongoing in Surulere local government area, and of course the process has been completed already in Surulere local government area, and of course, well, it's been reported that voters' apathy were recorded in most polling units in Surulere, and now we have Charity Umbata who covered Surulere local government on the line. Hello, Charity.
Hello, good day.
Yes, good evening, Charity.
Today's election was peaceful, although there are lots of low turnout. Apathy, voters' apathy.
Yes,
people
we are
don't
with
come
you,
out
Charity.
like the presidential election.
So, what do you think is responsible for the low turnout in Surulere?
Because of the pockets of violence that heralded the last presidential election, because those I spoke with said they don't want to come out because they are not sure that the security officer will be able to guide their life. At a particular polling booth at Thomas, people were calling their neighbors to come out and vote, that there's enough security, they should come out and vote.
Okay, and in one of your reports, you said electorate they took it upon themselves to start going about calling their neighbors and inviting friends to come out to vote.
Yes, that's a particular at Bode Thomas and at what do you call it? Adepola. People were going out knocking at the neighbors' doors to come out and vote. That there is enough security, and the truth is that unlike last election, almost all the polling booths have security officers, policemen and Nigerian civil society cops there. Unlike last one, when most booths were empty of security officers, but despite that, turnout was very, very low.
Okay, so in Surulere, at the moment as we speak, has voting concluded in Surulere?
Yes, voting was finished in Surulere around 2 o'clock because some started very late. Some started around 11. Some started at 11. They did not close by 2. But right now, what they are doing now is collation. Because Imam Shurab now, the collation center for Ipiwe Kate, for part of Ipiwe Kate, they are doing collation, and party agents and policemen are there.
Okay. All right, Charity Umbata. I was going to say Surulere Umbata. Thank you very much, Charity.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Election concluded already in Surulere, and of course, our collation is ongoing in Surulere local government. Okay, we just with now for Marshal Gulan, Bode Thomas, and all of the rest, it take the electorate have to go about themselves inviting people to come out, because a lot of people were scared. And this is what so many people have been talking about. After the presidential election, it seems the political parties didn't even do enough to mobilize the people. You know. And now we are going to share visuals from Kaduna with you. All right, so I beg your pardon there. So it seems the political parties didn't really do much. So at least to talk to appeal to the electorate and make them. Yeah, we see some videos on social media and all of the rest, but they didn't really go out as the campaign was before the presidential election.
You know, because one of the reasons, I think they do went out, but it's about interest. You know, during the day we had this conversation, and I said something. I said, do not forget one of the factors that would lead to low voter turnout is interest. And secondly, the way Nigerian election is being structured, whereby you have to vote in the polling units or polling booth that you register. This is something that I believe the Independent National Electoral Commission should be thinking, you know, towards the next upcoming election, to make sure that wherever you are, you can vote, provided you have your PVC. This is technology, and we should be we should be taking our election towards that light of technology, whereby if I can use my ATM card anywhere, I should be able to cast my vote anywhere. The most important thing is have, you know, your voter's card. And if you would go with the what's it called now? The voters register. Once you scan the card, it registers it. So at the end of the day, if you have 1,000 people come out, and that's where you can, that is where you will have. You know, enough of this manual, and this is why our politicians are taking advantage, you know, to rig this election. Because if I can vote where I am, and you have more people, the truth is, you're going to decongest certain areas. You know, look at what happened in Osun State, for example, whereby they had a rerun and they had to push the rerun in a remote area that even some journalists couldn't even access.
All right, at the moment we have David Turaki, he's in Kaduna State on the line. Hello, David.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, David, how is Kaduna at the moment?
Actually, proper normalcy is on ground. Presently, at the moment, in some polling units have started, while at some already results has been made available.
Okay, so are you saying that voting has ended in Kaduna State?
Sir?
Is voting still ongoing in Kaduna State at the moment?
No. Presently, at this moment, I'm in Narai local government area of Kaduna State, and presently, at the moment, there is no voting going on in the ward.
Okay. Let's talk about security. How was it in Kaduna State?
Actually, so far we had success because there is no any cause for any alarm. There is normalcy, but the problem is that there is low turnout of electorate.
Yes, that is the same thing we have recorded in Lagos, even Kwara, and most part of the country. What do you think is responsible for the low turnout in Kaduna State?
Actually, people were so disappointed with the last results that was being made in regards to the presidential election. But so far, so good. Successes, religious leaders and other stakeholders around the community has go out to also canvass, to also tell people to be able to convince them to come out to cast their votes.
Okay, yeah. Before today, during the week, we in some of your reports, political, religious leaders in the state canvassed and even went around and even have to use their place of worship to appeal to voters to come out. Would you say the messages by these political religious leaders really have impact on the turnout today?
Hello, sir, come again, please.
I said before today, in some of your reports during the week, the religious leaders, some of the religious leaders in Kaduna State appeal to followers to come out to vote. Would you say there are messages had impact on the turnout today?
Yeah, actually, hello?
Yes, we are with you, David.
You see, actually, in some part of the state, based on reports that which most people have claimed anonymity, they said some religious leaders have succeeded in taking sides, telling their people not to vote for the other side. While in other parts of the state, there is also the same kind of situation which has happened. Hello? Hello?
Yes, we are with you, David.
Hello?
Yes, David, we are with you.
You are getting me?
Yes, David, we are with you, yeah.
So presently, at the moment, I'm still at the collection center while results from other polling units are still coming in, sir.
Oh, okay. So you'll be at the collation center in Kaduna later today, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, all right, David.
By the grace of God, yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much, David. May you find time, drink water.
All right, sir.
All right, thank you very much, David.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, now that was David on the line. Now, quickly, from Kaduna, let's look at Kano State, where the emir of Kano State, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, voted today. It was very interesting seeing him leave his palace. In fact, it was a very interesting scene because he rode on us to his polling unit. Of course, we have that footage for you. But interestingly, one thing is Kano State is a very big political state in the country, and with over 45 political candidates vying for the governorship seat in the state, people would say just 3 political parties. The race is between 3 political parties. The People's Redemption Party, PROP, the People's Democratic Party, and the All Progressive Congress. We'll take a look at some of the data from Kano State. But we can tell you that during the presidential election, the turnout was very poor. And now that we have reports of low turnout, we don't know what the number will be from Kano State. But that is the image of the Emir of Kano speaking to pressman after casting his vote in Kano State earlier today. All right. Okay, we'll get you the audio later on so you can get to listen to that. But now, interestingly, Kano State, the presidential election, APC swept, in fact, all senatorial districts in the state, and according to reports, they won all House of Representative election, the constituencies in the state. And now, today, the governorship. Should we expect the presidential election to go, the governorship to this election to go the way of presidential? Bearing in mind the fact that before now, people thought that, oh, APC in Kano is dead because of the footage of alleged video of the governor receiving bribes in dollars, and which of course led to him being popular referred to as a Gandola. But when we saw the result from Kano, it's completely different.
This is what's going to happen. You know, the governorship election is going to be a race of personality. Yeah. You know, and because, like earlier said, it's a grassroots election. Who is contesting under the flagship of PDP and who is contesting under the flagship of the APC? Now, if you do your background work well, the result might turn out to be in favor of, you know, the PDP. Hence, the APC might still retain the same momentum that we saw during the presidential election. So in this case, now we really can't tell where it's going to turn out to. Now, the people might vote in the APC during the presidential election, going by the personality of the president. You understand? Not necessarily, you know, the governor now. So this one now might be different, because the truth is the reason why people vote. People have different reasons why, you know, they go to the polling units, you know, to cast their vote for a particular candidate or political party.
And now videos from Kano State with that, and of course we have even more interesting videos from Kano State, because some supporters of political parties already don't celebrate because of a result announced at polling units and even at the world level. But then, interestingly, let's just share some information with you now about Kano State as it concerns the internally generated revenue for Kano State. We fit tell you, say Kano State at the moment, going by the 2016 report, 2017 report, get the highest number of civil servants in the country, with 160,000 civil servants in the country. But now, since we get the IGR, the data for the IGR on the screen, let's look at it. Now, for internally generated revenue for 2016, 30 billion. For 2017, it increased to 42 billion. As at June of 2018, they'd already generate 18 billion. So if we even have to multiply that, that would mean say the revenue for 2018 could be less than that of 2017. But interestingly, the revenue of the states, the IGR, increased, and federal allocation also increased in 2017 to 143 billion. But with this data we see for your screen, it simply means say Kano State, as a big rich, as they declare say they get money rich, nothing even fund their budget. They must borrow to fund their budget. 2018 budget, they borrowed so much. 2017 had to borrow also, you know, and 2016. So if we look at this really, we feel really say this Nigerian state that they rich, they get money out of.
No.
They make mouth for papers.
No, it's a capital no, and I say capital no because the states hardly look inwards to see what they can, you know, what the states have and capitalize on it. What we've seen so far in Nigeria is that most states always depend, one, on the federal allocation and funds that they will borrow from other, you know, international bodies from outside the shores of Nigeria, but do less as to selling the state's natural resources.
Okay, now talking about still Kano State now, let's look at the 2016 foreign debt in the state. $58 million. Bob.
58 million.
No, we are talking about Kano, but can you see the number for Kaduna? $225 million debt already as of 2016.
Now, the truth is, as far as governance is concerned, one of the things that, you know, do take money when it comes to budget is recurring expenditure, yes, like the funding, salaries, and all of that. But the big question one should have, they should have an audit, you know, to say government or governance in Nigeria, it's what I consider a waste. And I'll define that to you. It's only in the public sector that you would see someone employed to make photocopy. It's only in public sector you will see someone that is employed to just pick a file from one table to another table.
And even some,
you know, nothing to do at all. You know, because if the question we should ask, if our governors have their office, their private business, will they run it the way they are running the public sector? My answer, I'm sure my answer would be no.
And even definitely the governors will say no. Before now, you saw the data on the screen for the 2017 debt in Kano State, and Kaduna State is leading that with $238 million in 2017. Kano State, $66 million. As it be now, if they sell this Nigerian state, sell the people for Kano, they know if to pay this money. Interestingly now, again, we will look at again. As we talk about this basic with their owner, they talk about their IGR wage smallish. If we look at the wage bill for Kano State, if we look at the wage bill for Kano State, I know we'll have that on the screen as we continue the discussion. 160,000 workers in Kano State. And they make me ask myself, why Kano State will get more workers than Lagos? 60,000 workforce. And then they use over 100 billion
for recurring expenditure.
To pay workers. Over 100 billion. Way money when they're not able to generate internally.
Now,
so even to pay workers in Kano State, they will have to even
borrow to
pay workers.
That's why I say you don't look internally. And secondly, it's waste. You need to cut down. Some people say, oh, so when you sack people, no, you don't employ people just because of they voted for you.
All right, now we have a Shakwa Abdurrahman on the line. Shakwa is in us. Shakwa, are you in Sokoto at the moment or in Zamfara?
No, I'm on my way coming back. I'm right now, I just left Shinkapi local government, coming down to Zamfara.
Okay, so tell us, what did you witness in Sokoto? What is the situation in Sokoto?
It's very calm. Right now, what we have, because we have had a story of attack, that's why we rush up and come back. And in a village called Dumama.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, we are with you.
Hello? In a village called Dumama in Zurmi local government. About 16 people were killed. About 20 were hospitalized.
What did you say? Are you talking about casualty?
This scenario happens in the process of distribution electoral material as yesterday. And
Shakwa.
Yes, sir.
I want us to get you clearly. Are you talking about casualty in Sokoto State?
Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm with you. Are you talking about casualty in Sokoto State?
No, in Zamfara State. This thing happened in Zamfara.
Okay, in Zamfara State.
Yes, in Zamfara State. That happened in Zamfara State. So we have been opportune to have an interview with one of the gubernatorial of Abga, one progressive Grand Alliance. That is Dr. Sana Abdullah Shibi, and we have completely of money investment that goes buying. She said there is some dashing out 5,000, 10,000 for them to just vote APC, to vote APC.
But according to reports,
yes.
Shakwa.
Yes, sir.
Is APC on the ballot in Zamfara State?
Yes.
Is APC the all-progressive?
Yes.
Oh wow, the line is very bad. We'll have to reconnect with Shakwa because he made mention of vote buying, that the candidate of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, Sani Abdullah, is accusing the All Progressive Congress of vote buying to the tune of 10,000 naira per voter. And that is why I have to put the question to him. We'll get to connect with Shakwa again to know if APC is on the ballot in Zamfara State. Before we go back to Shakwa, we're talking about Kano State, and we have that data available for you on the screen, talking about the wage bill in Kano State. 160,000 workers, over 100 billion naira annually for salary.
You don't borrow to pay salary.
So what do?
You don't borrow to pay
workers.
See, in this case, you have to call a spade a spade. You have to reduce your workforce. You know, you have to do what they call restructuring, system restructuring, whereby you need to look at what these people do. Do you just come to the office to sell gari and granite, or you just come to talk and waste time, or you just come to make photocopy? Governance has always been like this, and it's high time we stop, running public offices this way.
All right, we have Suleke on the line. Suleke from Kano. Hello, Suleke, Alaji.
How are you?
Yeah, we're doing very fine. How Kano, Nana?
Well, Kano, everything is going fine because election has taken place, and all the ANAC officials have finished their counting and they are taking it to EOS. I even went and interviewed one of the EOS at Dala local government. And as you are aware, in Kano, there is APC, PDP. They are now the most leading parties are winning some, the numbers. this one go up, this one will go down, this one will go up, this one will go down. So I believe you me, we'll go maybe tonight or tomorrow because it's for local government. But there is peace and harmony, no any trouble. You know, all the people come out to vote their governors because this governor issue is very important. You're going to pick a lot of things from him, education, health, and whatever. So that's why Kano women come out in large number, and then at the first instance, there is 4 turnout around in the morning. But later, before the 2 o'clock, you'll be surprised. A lot of people come out to vote. So we have no problem. Security agencies are contributing so good. No harassment. There is even a constitution I go. Small children are shouting, throwing stones. So what the security did was they call the area people that are elders. They tell them to help them. Then police at front, elders at back. They pursue the students, they went away. So I think there's no problem in Kano.
All right. So at the moment, no casualty reported in Kano State.
No. We have no problem in Kano State.
In most part of the country, there are reports of low voters turnout. So what is the turnout like in Kano?
In fact, there is low turnout really, because we cannot compare presidential and gubernatorial elections, particularly this governor of Kano State. There are a lot of complaints from people that they don't enjoy his behavior, and then the Ganduzia people, they are winning a lot of local governments by now. Get my point, they are winning.
When you say they are winning, who is winning and which local government?
Come again?
You said they are winning. What do you mean they are winning?
What I mean is that, you know, we normally go to where they count the votes. So when you go closer, you see that this box APC win, and then this box PDP win. In fact, that falls together this one, but the final result is not yet announced. But initially, I want about four constituencies to 5 to 6 in Pegi local government. PDP win it. But one surprise issue was that during the presidential election, APC never wins Sabongeri. But this time around, people turn out and make APC win in Sabongeri East and West.
Oh, okay, so at the moment, are you at the collation, the state collation center?
They are yet to, you know, this election is not like presidential runs. They are now at the EO center, that's collation center. And then after they give their report, then the EO will announce the results of House of Assembly. And then and will announce gubernatorial, I think. Or something like that. So we're still waiting. Up till now, nobody will tell you who wins, nobody will tell you who lose. But it's a question of, ANEC, now they are receiving their results from the returning offices of the various constituencies in Kano. So everybody is now waiting for the results, but there's no trouble.
All right, Suleke. Definitely you'll be at the State Collation Center later on to monitor the process. Thank you very much.
Okay.
May you taste that, drink water and shop.
Yeah, sir?
I said may you taste that, drink water, may you eat too.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much, Suleke. Alhaji Suleke, Senior Correspondent, Citizen Information Network in Kano. Yes, everything according to Suleke, very peaceful in Kano. And in fact, at the beginning, there were not much people came out to vote. But later on, towards when the voting should have ended, a lot of people started coming out and all of the rest. Okay, results collation is ongoing in most part of Kano State, and of course, we'll just wait to see what happened. But before we took Suleke, we're talking about the workforce, the wage bill, and there you have it on the screen now. 160,000 workers in Kano State, and of course, over 100 billion. That's 110 billion for salary. That's in 2016. Now, this is 2016. If we take you back away from this wage bill to the IGRU for Kano State in 2016, you discover that they needed to borrow to even pay workers for 2016.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about.
Exactly. And it's bad. It's just like, see, how do I explain this? It's just like saying you want to feed your child, or because you want to feed your family, you go to borrow money. No, in fact, let me even take that narrative out. Let me take that narrative. Now you want to celebrate your wedding anniversary, or you want to do your wedding, and you go to borrow to do wedding. Don't forget that after wedding, you need to cater for your feeding. And feeding is a continuous process. You must eat every day. By the time you borrow, when you start funding, that loan, it will affect your feeding. Do you understand? So what you should have done was to cut your coat according to your material and do not do an extravagant wedding. You would have done wedding that is suitable to what your earnings are. So what the states should have done, they have a projection of their IGR,
yes.
And they know what from 2015. And expecting a certain amount coming from the federal allocation. Now from that, you should have used that one to form your budget. And do not overshoot your budget, because what happens when you overshoot your budget is that you now start borrowing, to fund some certain sectors.
Now that we are talking about Kano State, let's do a quick comparison here. Let's take a look at the wage bill for Rivers State. Because why Rivers State is because Rivers State has less workers compared to Kano State. But now the amount used in salary payment is very close for Cross River
100
State,
billion.
100 billion.
And workforce is 25,000.
25,000 workforce in Rivers State. And Rivers State government used 100 billion to pay salaries, and when we talk about salaries, pension, and every other thing for the year, so it's not just about salaries. Well, now if we now compare 160 billion, 60,000 workforce, 110 billion, 25,000 workforce, 100 billion.
I think Rivers State. I think Rivers State. There's a ghost worker. If you ask me, I mean, not even there are ghost workers. You can't have a workforce of 25,000 and you're paying, a recurring expenditure of 100 billion. And it's not mathematically correct. Except you're telling us, that there are some certain sectors that you did not put into consideration and you still, push your wage bill towards. But your wage is supposed to be strictly for recurring expenditure, for your pensions, your salaries and wages and all of that. That's where your wage is supposed to go to. So in this case, I think Rivers State will be in more debt.
Yeah.
Having more workers, then again, you now need to say, okay, what's the level of the workers? So it means there are no junior staffs. If we go by this, you have 25,000 workers. All of them, maybe they are all level 18, or they are all DGs, and so you don't have low level workers. And I think that's very impossible, because there's always what is called an honogram of companies or organizations. So you just don't spend so much on little.
Now, stay on the wage bill. Now, we'll just take a look at Lagos State. We have the figure for Lagos State up. Lagos State, and very interesting talking about this wage bill, because now there you have it, Lagos. Yes, with 100,433 workforce, 72 billion. Lagos State has more workers than River State. Used less money to pay for their wage bill compared to River State, with less 25,000. That is, Lagos is times 4 of the workforce of River State. Yet they paid less.
And do not forget that Lagos State is one of those states that take the payment of their pensioners very seriously, and they've always been paying. But River State, that is paying so much, we have records of them owing pension workers, pensioners. You understand? Now, for Lagos State to spend, now I'm comparing Rivers now and Lagos, for Lagos State to spend about 72 billion, and they have a workforce of over 100,000, it means they are generating more than River State. Then they are channeling these payments, towards where it's supposed to go to. Now they have the right structure. Because you can't have 25 workers and you are paying more. It means you don't have the right structure. There's something missing somewhere. I think they need a very strong internal audit as far as River State is concerned. And Lagos State, this is how you should run, a state whereby you have more workers, then you have a considerable amount of wage bill, that you're paying.
Right, it's very interesting. If do not forget, if we look at that of Kano State, Kano State has about 7 times the workforce of River State, yet paid almost the same amount, 110 billion. All right, now we have Yinka from Ilorin. Yinka, hi Ilorin this time now.
Ilorin fine, it's training heavily now.
Rain dey fall there, serious?
Yeah, it's raining, yeah.
Okay. So voting don't conclude for Ilorin, Abi, for Kwara State?
Yeah. Election has concluded. They are already counting the votes. We've got some results here. I've been to governorship candidate for APC. I got the results with me here. Okay?
Yes, we are with you.
All right. So, with the result at the APC candidate polling units, we have APC had 592.
That is the result from the APC governorship candidate polling unit.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So APC had 592.
PDP has what?
APC 592.
APC 92.
592. 592.
Okay, 592. Okay.
Yeah. Why
PDP has what?
08.
80 for PDP. Hello, Yinka. Okay, maybe it has to do with the network, because according to Yinka, it's raining heavily in Ilorin. Okay, well, we'll try to reconnect. Okay, now we have Yinka is back on the line. Hello, Yinka. Oh, okay, we'll reconnect with Yinka. We have to. Let's get to here, because Yinka is in Ilorin and covered several polling units in Ilorin there. And he was about to give us a result from some of the polling units he covered. Of course, do not forget that Yinka will also be at the collation center in Ilorin when all the results arrive at the state collation center. We'll follow the process and even monitor when the Independent National Electoral Commission in the state would declare the result. And also will be in the collation center in Lagos, in Kano, Kaduna, and of course River State. Okay. Okay. Now Yinka is back on the line. Hello, Yinka.
Hello, I'm here.
Yes. So you said PDP got how many votes at the polling unit of the 80?
80. PDP 80.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which other polling unit you cover?
I've been to Bukola Sharaki polling unit as well.
Okay.
Okay. PDP at Bukola Sharaki polling unit is 125.
155.
APC at Bukola Sharaki polling unit is 125. 125.
Okay.
Why PDP has 253.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I also have results with me at the Ajikobi ward.
Okay, Ajikobi. Yeah, we are with you.
All right. Ajikobi, that is the other ward. APC had 118.
Yes.
Why PDP had 257.
PDP what?
PDP 257, 257.
Okay.
Yeah. I also have with me here from Falekun, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Here APC at 175.
Okay.
Okay. And PDP 117.
Very
okay.
nice.
Did you get it?
Yes, I did. Very interesting.
Hello?
Yes, we are with you, Yinka.
All right. So let's actually have some results here.
Okay, will you be at the collation center later, the state collation center later in the day?
Yes, we'll be there.
Okay. All right. No problem. We hope to hear from you when you are at the collation center. Now, let's look at what do you talk about turnout for Kwara State?
What do you say?
The turnouts for Kwara State. What do you talk about the turnout? Voters turnout.
The turnout, I would say it is at 80%.
Okay.
Yeah, people really turn out, please. Everywhere I've been to, there are masses there, they are casting their vote, and everything was peaceful. So there's no problem, no fight, nothing. Everything go on well. The security agency really work well because we've seen them around everywhere. Even the military police are around, the military are on the road. Everywhere is just calm.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Thank you very much, Inka.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, now, thank you very much. Now, from the results we've received from Yinka so far, just look at Saki won at his polling unit again, the PDP, 253 votes, so the APC 125. While at the APC governorship candidates polling unit, APC won 592 to the PDP 80 votes. And we have other word at Jikobi and even Falitu. But interestingly now, let's look at, according to Yinka, the turnout is not really poor, maybe not as poor as reported in other states. But then we'll wait until we get the total outcome, then we can compare to the presidential election to know if how truly people came out to vote. But then again, it would be very good for us to look at the economy of Kwara State. We'll take a look at the debt profile of Kwara State and, of course, the workforce Kwara State and how much Kwara State is using for its wage bill. Okay, so because all of these are very important, it's very important for every one of us to understand what is going on in some of these states. But again, I would like to mention, yes, that we have it on the screen. But before we talk about what the figures we have on the screen, let me say very importantly that it's becoming very disappointing that most states in Nigeria do not have their budget available. Yes, most states for this country, especially Lagos State, they turn their budget to courts. You go find the budget, you never see the budget breakdown. So we are hoping that things will be different after this election. The new government coming for Lagos will change. But not just Lagos State, I just have to mention Lagos State. So let's take a look at the figure for Kwara State now. That's it, 72,583 workforce and of course 28.8 billion wage bill. So it seems the only state
that is shooting more than is Rivers State. And don't forget that Rivers State only have 23 local government areas.
Yes.
Compared to what is it called now? Kano with 44 local government. So if Kano with 44 local governments is having almost the same amount as to Rivers State with 23 local governments and far less workforce of 25,000, I think Rivers State needs to they need to get their books audited, real quick and fast, so that we can know where this 100 billion is actually being channeled to.
Yeah, and still talking about Kwara State, we'll also take a look at the IGR for the state, the internally generated revenue, and of course the federal allocation for the state. Compare it to the budget, because let's take a look at it. Because we can tell you already that at the moment, Kano State is one state that, of course, is spending more than they earn on workers' salary. Now, there you have it, Kwara State. In 2016, 17.2 billion IGR, federal allocation of 25 billion. Add this together, you get less than less money to fund the budget for 2016. That means, like Kano State, like Rivers, like other states, they have to borrow to fund the budget for 2016. Then the IGR increased in 2017 to 19 billion, and the federal allocation also increased to 61 billion. Then, this also does not equate to the budget for the state in 2017. It also means that they have to do what? But more importantly for us to note now, in 2016, because the figure for the salary, the workforce we have, which is 28.8 billion, is for 2016. That means they needed more money than the federal allocation received in 2016 to pay workers. And they even generated far less than in IGR than the amount they used.
So why are you saying now that
it's a big problem?
It's a big, because this is what simply means. No wonder across the country we are always shouting that infrastructures should be built by the federal government. You to wonder why states do not perform when it comes to infrastructure in the states, because most of their money that they get, they keep using it to pay salaries. So I can categorically tell you, going by this report, that no states have savings.
No state have savings, and we can tell you also that all of the states in the country at the moment now need to say them big. So if you come for any state now, just know say if person won't buy your state, they will buy you join. Because at the end of the day, now this is the water budget works announcing for Kwara State. We have 3 billion budgeted for housing for Kwara State. Interesting numbers. Look at that for Kaduna and even for Lagos. Interestingly, but don't forget we will still come back to Lagos to look at Lagos State. But if we look at the whole election so far, because one of the things we've discovered over the years is that after voting, the electorate they are just like the seat or tortoise. After coming out to feed, they just shoot back into their shell.
And it's business as usual.
And at the end of the day, nobody asks questions. Nobody questioned the governors to find out what they are doing with the fund. How come they are generating so less? Why? Because interestingly, I was during a conversation with one director at the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. He said one of the big problems we have in states is that when states, for example, want to build road, let's say Kwara State, they give the contract out to companies based in Abuja or Lagos. Now, these companies come into their states with workforce from Lagos. And
pay tax to
Lagos. So, the man was saying, it would be better if the state government can make it compulsory that if you want any contract from our state, you must at least have your branch here in our state and employ our people. Because by that time, they pay the taxes to the states and the people have money to spend and at least to build the economy. But as we speak at the moment, we still have this reoccurrence where states have to depend on companies
from other states,
especially in Lagos and even Abuja and other states.
It's just like saying a country is issuing a contract, to a Chinese company, for example, and the Chinese company comes with all their workforce. It's never done, because I believe one of the memorandum of understanding that you sign is that you will employ the citizens of the country to actualize that particular project that you're coming to do. Yes. So the same thing should be applied for the states. And by the time you do that, this is what happens. It will reduce the workforce of the government. It will take some bodies off the government, because what government does, government is the highest employer of labor. They are always forced to employ more people, even though they don't need them.
Yes, most times, in most cases, just for political.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
More people
just come. Just come. Even though you don't need them. That is why you'd see a state like Lagos, for example, they keep creating different associations. They keep creating different security agencies. You have the LASMA, you have the Neighborhood Watch, you have, these people are doing the same thing.
And interestingly now, before we leave Kwara State, let's take a look at, because we'll still have to go back to Kano State, let's take a look at number of out-of-school children from Kwara State now. We have to consider this number because, interestingly, we cannot talk about growth and development without talking about children access to education. Because let's not forget that the universal basic education system simply makes it compulsory, which are the function and the duty of the commission is to at least reduce dropouts and improving relevance and quality and efficiency of schools, and ensuring that children have access, uninterrupted access to 9-year formal education by providing free and compulsory basic education for every children of school-going age. And now, there you have it. 141,325 children in Kwara State of school age are not in school.
I am surprised that a state as Kwara will have that high amount of school children dropout. I'm going somewhere. Do not forget that one of the functions of the universal basic education is that they have a particular fund that states do assess.
Yes.
You know, so if you this is not part of your budget. Yes. So why are you scared to assess the grant and get the children in your state educated? That's what I'm saying. It's disheartening. It's heartbroken.
In fact, a report issued last year by the Universal Basic Education Commission, they released a report showing that 24 states of the country have not yet assessed over 47 billion education grants for their state between 2015 and 2017. And definitely we can tell you that Kwara State is definitely
part of the states.
And not just Kwara, we have Kaduna, we have Kano, Katsina, and now, talking about Kano now, let's see the number of out-of-school children in Kano State. Now, just wait for it. It's a time bomb. Be prepared. Get ready. Wait for this. Just grab hold of something, because you won't believe what you're about to see. It's a shocker. Yes. We are looking for it. We have to opt. There you have it.
Wow.
All mouth shut.
Wow. 837,479 children.
Yeah.
Now you wonder why you have more terrorists in that region. No, because I use the word, what's the population of Bayelsa State? Everybody in that state are not educated. That is why you see one person or one political godfather just come out and say something and everybody is going to do it. Because why? These people are not, equipped with the minimum knowledge they should know. Or what they, I mean, if you don't educate a child, you keep that child spellbound to your commands.
Yes. And interestingly now that we have to do this, Bauchi State is not one of our focus, but since we are talking about our out-of-school children, wait until you see the number for Bauchi State. Over 1 million, I'll tell you. Over 1 million. We are looking for it. You have it on the screen now. You soon have it on the screen. Just, we are talking about Bauchi State now. You see Bauchi on the screen now. You will be shocked that over, yes, there you have it. 1.2 million.
Right now,
over 1.2 million children in Bauchi State.
I'm very passionate, in this discourse, and I feel like crying. And this is why I tell you I feel like crying. Seeing these numbers come out from the northern region. This is one region that Jonathan spent over 6 years, close to 6 years, making sure that the educational sectors are up to, building well over 250 Almajiri schools. Yeah. And yet you have this kind of figures. Who is jeopardizing the future of these children?
Well, a big question. Maybe if you have anything to say about this, you can just can be part of the program also. We have our WhatsApp number on the screen. Don't worry, we'll take a break. By the time we come back, but before we go for the break, quickly now, since you talk about the Southwest, let's just show you the number of out-of-school children in Lagos. You'll be surprised that
the state has Lagos.
Yes, and with all the funds available to Lagos, we have over 229,000 children in Lagos that are out of school.
I'm not surprised.
And now
come to Lagos and see them selling granules.
Then you have the number for Lagos.
I'm not surprised.
Now, away from Lagos quickly before we take the break, let's show you something. I saw this and I was shocked. For Southwest, people always write the Southwest as the most educated part of the country. Now, Oyo State in Southwest, you see the number, over 400,000 children in Oyo State in Southwest out of school. Now, if you get a look at, because we did this in geopolitical regions, and we can tell you that, yes, that is Oyo State, 463,000. Now, quickly now, let's just look at two geopolitical regions, talking about the Southwest and the Southeast. Now, you'll be surprised that the Southeast has less number of out-of-school children in Nigeria. 571,000 in the Southeast. Now, this is Edo State has the list now of all the states. But we are talking about the geopolitical zone, the southeast geopolitical zone. We'll have that data on the screen for you. 571,000. While the southwest has over 1.2 million out-of-school children. The southwest. Over 1.2 million out-of-school children.
And this is the where we have the fountain of knowledge, we have the center of excellence, we have the heartbeat of. See, the truth is.
Edo State has the least number of out-of-school children.
I am shocked.
74,000.
Because one would think that the state as a do, I
even said 1.2 million. It's actually 1.3 million children in the southwest out of school, while the southeast has the least in the country. It's the
1.3 million.
That is the southeast. 571,000. We'll share more data with you at this point now. We should just take the break, and when we come back, we'll have more. We'll have you be part of the program. These are things we have to look at, because it's not enough for us to just say we have to go and vote for somebody and just go with voters card. You just sing the praises of a political party, say this and say that, and at the end of the day, we are not tracing the money. Where all this money
are going to?
Might be the big problem, and some of the reasons, the main reason we have to do this, so that we understand the implication. If the more children we have who are out of school, the worse it will be for us to develop the economy of the country. There's no way we can get this done, because if you look at okay, now we have Joshua in Port Harcourt on the line. Hello, Joshua.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, Joshua, good evening. How Port Harcourt now, bro?
Fine, thank you.
Well, we were sharing with a shout hallelujah, and you say we never hear report of death and begin from Port Harcourt.
Fine.
Maybe they shout hallelujah now.
Huh?
I said maybe they shout hallelujah like this, say as the election all the goes since. We never hear any matter of Bege or Kataka from Port Harcourt.
Okay. Yes, the election took place in Port Harcourt.
Hello, Joshua.
Yeah?
Oh, I did struggle to hear you clear.
Okay. Let me go up from the side I am now.
Oh, okay. All
right. Can you hear me very well now?
Yes, we can hear you very well, Joshua. So
okay.
Tell us, what will be the situation presently for Port Harcourt, for River State?
Okay, elections have taken place in Port Harcourt today, and actually the term is peaceful, but we can't go without pockets of violence, electoral violence, in some places in the state. It was marked by some electoral violence, shooting, and intimidation by soldiers.
Oh, okay.
By men suspected to be military men.
All right, we will definitely come back to Joshua. He's in Port Harcourt, River State at the moment. But interestingly now, since we connected with Joshua in Port Harcourt, River State, let's take a look at the number of out-of-school children in River State. Out-of-school children. You'll be shocked also. We're not so surprising, because River State has far less. One would think that with the rate of violence and everything and killing going on River State, one would think that River State would
almost all the children will be out of school.
But if you look at River State, judging by the population, you discover that they have less compared to Lagos. Even Osun State. Sorry, I said Oyo State. They have far less than even Oyo State. So that is the number for River State. And now, if we can just quickly take a look at the number from the South geopolitical zone, the number of out-of-school children. So when all these state governors that they say they're not, if they access their money, and they're not going to spend money for education, we go call nowhere the problem there. You see now, River State, South, I beg your pardon, 874,765. Yes. If you ask me, I'll say,
I think the South are doing better.
Very better, because Edo State has the least in the country. Bayelsa State has less than 100,000 out-of-school children. Cross River State is one state that has a little high number again. And yes, we also have, there you have it now. Okay, during the course, by the time we return from this break, we will connect with Joshua again in Rivers State, to get to hear the latest from Rivers State. So you're still watching Citizen Information Network. We'll go for this break, and when we come back, we hope to hear from you as well. Stay with us.
As the 2019 gubernatorial election approaches, Citizen Information Network brings you the campaign promises of some of the governorship candidates in Lagos State. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, candidate of the All Progressive Congress. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu was born in 1965. He is the 2019 Lagos State gubernatorial election candidate for the All Progressive Congress. His campaign promises are construction of Agboyi Bridge in Koshofe local government, provide quality and affordable education for children from basic school to tertiary institution, increase the number of primary health centers, and also strengthen them so that more people can have access to quality health care. Jimmy Agbaje, candidate of the People's Democratic Party. Olujimi Kolawole Agbaje, popularly known as Jimmy Agbaje, born March 2nd, 1957, is a Nigerian pharmacist and candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the 2019 governorship election in Lagos State. His campaign promises include to invest as much as 50% of the state's budget on an education economy, which implies investing in the whole value chain related to education, from the physical infrastructure that facilitates training to skills development, competence building, and knowledge management, targeting a minimum of 1,000 megawatts of electricity in 4 years to muzzle up and boost the economic fortune of the people. Healthcare program built around health insurance schemes. Babatunde Gbadamosi, candidate of the ADP. The candidate of the Action Democratic Party, ADP, Babatunde Olalere Gbadamosi, popularly called BOG, was born in England, and his campaign promises include to build 10,000 housing units for each year of his 4-year term, to review public sector pay if elected as governor, to order large, high-volume roll-off ferries to take passengers off roads and onto the waterways. Citizen Information Network will bring you live updates on the governorship election scheduled to hold this Saturday, 9th of March 2019. Follow us on our social media handles on Instagram, Facebook, and on Twitter at CIN Niger. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel at CIN Niger, and also log on to our website www.cinnigeria.com/live. As the 2019 gubernatorial election approaches, Citizen Information Network brings you the campaign promises of some of the governorship candidates in Kano State. Abba Yusuf, candidate of the People's Democratic Party. Al-Aji Abba Kabir Yusuf is the candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Kano State's 2019 gubernatorial election. Below are some of his campaign promises: to restore Kano State as the industrial hub of the nation, an all-inclusive government that will be based on open door policy, to provide free basic health care services, transportation equipment, and strengthen anti-begging policy. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, candidate of the All Progressive Congress. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje was born in 1949. He is the incumbent governor of Kano State and candidate of the All Progressive Congress in the 2019 gubernatorial election. His campaign promises are more economic empowerment of women across the state, improve agriculture by reinvigorating fertilizer plants, improve peace and awareness across the state. Malam Sejir Take, candidate of the People's Redemption Party. Malam Sergio Take is the candidate of the People's Redemption Party in the 2019 Kano State gubernatorial polls. His campaign promises include to form a unity government that will ensure rapid development of Kano State and its people, to come up with programs and policies that would improve the lot of the common man, to collaborate with other stakeholders to tackle insecurity challenges. Citizen Information Network will bring you live updates on the governorship election scheduled to hold this Saturday, 9th of March 2019. Follow us on our social media handles on Instagram, Facebook and on Twitter at CIA Niger. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at CIA Niger or log on to our website www.cianigeria.com/live. As the 2019 gubernatorial election approaches, Citizen Information Network brings you the campaign promises of some of the governorship candidates in Kwara State. Razak Atunwa, candidate of the People's Democratic Party. Razak Atunwa, born in October 1969, is the candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the 2019 Kwara State gubernatorial election. His campaign promises include to put the interest of Kwara people first, to improve infrastructure in the state, provision of education and healthcare. Abdurazak Abdurrahman, candidate of the All Progressive Congress. Oil magnate Abdurazak Abdurrahman is the candidate of the All Progressive Congress for the 2019 Kwara State gubernatorial election. His campaign promises are to alleviate poverty and improve the standard of living of the people, to harness the human and material resources which are in abundance in the state, to provide security and create jobs for the youth. Citizen Information Network will bring you live updates on the governorship election scheduled to hold this Saturday, 9th of March 2019. Follow us on our social media handles on Instagram, Facebook and on Twitter at CIA Niger. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at CIA Niger or log on to our website www.cianigeria.com/live. As the 2019 gubernatorial election approaches, Citizen Information Network brings you the campaign promises of some of the governorship candidates in Kaduna State. Malam Nasir El-Rufai, candidate of the All Progressive Congress. Malam Nasir El-Rufai was born in February 1960. He is the incumbent governor and candidate of the All Progressive Congress in the 2019 governorship election in Kaduna State. His campaign promises include to undertake difficult reforms in the public service, in education and in health, empowering the youth and women in order not to create dependence, to double internally generated revenue without increasing tax rates. Muhammad Isa Ashiru, candidate of the People's Democratic Party. Muhammad Isa Ashiru Kudan, born in October 1962 in Kudan local government of Kaduna State, is the candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the forthcoming governorship election in Kaduna State. His campaign promises are to provide quality and inclusive governance if voted into office, to review cases of those who were wrongly sacked accordingly, and reuniting the people of Kaduna State. Citizen Information Network will bring you live updates on the governorship election scheduled to hold this Saturday, 9th of March 2019. Follow us on our social media handles on Instagram, Facebook and on Twitter at CIA Niger. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at CIA Niger or log on to our website www.crnnigeria.com/live.
Adan na ngwan Ishere Olofin kusa da fadan sarkin Yarbawa na Ishere Olofin. Mun fito zabe tsakaninmu da Allah, jama'a al'umma an yi kira a zo a yi zabe, jama'a al'umma annabi kowa ya fito ya zabi abin da ya masa. Ba wai muna zancen wai wani kowa ne ba, kowa ya fito, kowa na duk a cikin al'umma Hausawa mazauna nan kudu a fito a yi zaben nan tsakani da Allah, kuma kowa ya zabi abin da ya yi masa, kuma Allah ya sa Allah ya ba mai rabo sa'a, kuma ya kawo muna zaman lafiya a cikin kasanmu Najeriya da Lagos baki daya. Allah ya sa a gama zaben nan lafiya. Nan na fadan Isheri Olofin a cikin
any wahala, any problem.
Ba wani walakanci nan, muna zaune lafiya, jama'a al'umma annabi an.
Your name, sir?
Rafiu Abogunloko.
Okay. You are what?
Agent.
Party agent.
Yes.
So how far with the election so far? What's the readiness of the people for today?
Today, I think now you are coming out. It's small. I think for 10 or after 9. You gave after 9 now to 9 or after 9. Between to 10, you see people here. I'm voting group. But this day it get quiet.
Okay. As INEC arrived?
Yes.
When did they come?
They come almost to 9.
Okay. Alright, so are you assuring us that there will be peaceful running of the election today?
Yes.
Alright.
No problem here.
Alright, thank you.
Interestingly, in the local council development area, we have a trunk fire coming out to call on electorates to come and vote at the governorship election. Well, the turnout for the election is a bit encouraging, but we have somebody calling out to come out and vote. I am Ayodele Oluwafemi reporting.
CIN, Citizen Information Network, and we are right here in the city of Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. What are your observations so far?
Yes, we are going around to see how far the voting is going on, and so far everywhere is peaceful. All the places we have gone, the people are orderly. The voting has started in earnest, and later we'll see how it goes. But for now, everything is peaceful.
What are your advice for the Kwarans and your advice for the youth?
No, they should keep it as it is going. They are very peaceful. Everybody behaves. They are well enlightened the way I see. Everybody knows what he wants to, and they know who they want to vote for. So we have not seen any disorderliness or any sign of disturbance whatsoever. And policemen, security are on ground. For instance, I'm the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of the area. I've been going around with all our policemen. Everybody behave themselves, and there is no report of any negative vices.
For reference purpose, what's your name and what's your post?
Adekunle Oladunjoye, the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 8, in charge of Kwara, Ekiti, and Kogi.
All right, thank you. This is TC Hahen. We'll be right back.
Kò sí wàhálà.
My name still remain Martins. This is CIN Nigeria. We are still in Ilorin, the capital city of Kwara State. This is Pakata Primary School. With me here is one of the voters here. Good morning. What's the name?
My name is Adebayo Abdurafi. I'm a resident of Pakata. I'm from University of Ilorin, and this is my voting center.
Sorry, have you casted your votes already?
Yes, about to cast my vote. I'm here and we are on the line. People are on the queue, on a single file, and we are going there one after the other to cast our votes.
Sorry, what's the situation report of these polling units? Your view about the polling unit right now?
Actually, so far so good. Everybody now is trying to maintain peace and order, and there's no any prayer on any of the party, either the APC or PDB, and we're having a smooth and credible vote casting, and so far so good. We've not experienced any difficulties or challenges. I think we are moving.
So what's your advice for the youth and for the Kwaran as a whole?
I think honestly speaking, I'm seriously moved. And I think my advice to Kwarans and youths as a whole generally is just, ever since Kwara has been conducting elections, these elections, especially speaking, is going to be one of the most credible and fair, something that is very close to free and fair election in Kwara. I'm just telling all the youth who are Kwarans and who are Ilorites to try to always maintain peace and be calm. So for us to have a better Kwarans that we have.
Thank you very much. This is TCIN Nigeria. He said, since Kwara have been taking their election, this is one of the elections that is close to free and fair election. My name still remains Martins.
My distinguished viewers, this is Citizen Information Network, and my name is Olubanji Oluwashri. We are right here in the city of Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, and we are at Ajikobi ward. And in this ward, we have 3 polling units. That's polling unit 02106, which is divided into 2. We have the A and B, and polling unit 05. This is where the Senate President of Nigeria, that's the person of Dr. Bukola Saraki, will be casting his vote. You are still watching CIN. We'll be right back.
Sir, can we have your name, please? Can I have your name?
Peter John.
Can you tell me one of the challenges you face
Before
in
that we
this
face,
polling
the
unit?
road the carry guy is already full. So we want to know how comes.
It's already full. Like how? Can you explain?
they have already printed everything there. The place, the calendar is full. The number is full. Then we cannot vote now.
Okay, so what is the situation on ground now?
The situation now, we send them back to bring another one that's empty so that we can vote.
One of them. See one of them. They are waiting now.
First the machine. Where this one is talking, first the machine.
He's not interviewing me.
Then why are you corrupting?
Yes, I have to direct
this joining.
And then you are talking and who talk to you?
What time did they bring the money?
Early, they brought the money very early. Around 7 o'clock. I think yes, very early. They brought the money very early. They didn't late.
And you find out that the card reader is already full.
Yes, that's one of their NYC strategies. We send one of the agents to go and get another one for us before we start.
To go and work with the card.
We didn't know, but we said that back. We didn't know how she would take to do it.
Sir, you are one of the agents in this polling unit. Can you tell us the situation on ground?
The situation on ground is when we check the corridor, because we want to check this from 0 level. So we check the 2, it's normal. But the other ones, the number has already full the other ones. So we say we don't agree. You should return it back and give us the fresh one that nothing is inside. So we asked the lady in charge with one of our agents follow each other to go to the place. So that is it.
Have the material arrived in time?
Yes, the material arrived in time. This time around there's no problem.
Is there any challenges apart from what we are encountering?
There are no challenges for now.
Sir, can you tell me one of the challenges you're facing on this polling unit?
One of the candidates is not really don't have the right to talk. One of the candidates, they have gone to rectify it. So they will be back in the next.
What happened to the card reader?
It hasn't been wiped out.
Oh, okay.
My name is my polling unit is MS One, but we have to all the INEC officers. We say only there are no staff to release some because if there are no staff, voting sign will be used to anybody can do that at all the time. Because if I see your signature, I will copy. So we need to give us stuff, then we sign, then we continue the
Well, then you know obviously it's a INEC officer that sign it and stamp it.
Yes, that's what we need. So because we complain already. There are no stamp. He told us we don't give him the stamp. So we need that stamp. When we complain, we need to see only our supervisor. If we see that supervisor, then we complain. There are no INEC stamp.
Are you going to stop the election if the stamp is not?
Yes, we can stop it because there are no any sign. There are no any sign that ballot paper is valid. Because only that we use sign. Anybody can copy it. But when you see stamp at the back of the ballot paper, it's okay. There are no problem actually. That we need to find the supervisor who complete the program, who give us the whole material necessary. It's okay. There are no problem at all.
Thank you.
Thanks.
See me here, but don't carry me.
Sir, can we have your name, sir?
My name?
Yes, sir.
My name is Dr. Chaya Ibatunde.
Sir, how can we have your take on this election and what is your expectation?
In fact, my expectation is that this election is going to be peace-free. As I can see it from this polling unit, there's calm, there's peace. People are very obedient, they are keen up to vote, they are very interested to vote. And everybody is in high spirit to vote.
How can you compare the turnout with the last election?
The turnout, yet today, the turnout is very encouraging. However, the turnout of the previous one was more than this one. As we can see, the people are not many as was in the previous one.
Are you satisfied with the level of preparedness by INEC?
There's an improvement. Looking at the fact that today we started very early. Last one we started about 11 o'clock. Today, about 8 o'clock, people have already queued up and voting has already commenced.
Okay. Do you have any call to government or INEC?
The call that I would have for the government is for them to make sure the votes are counted. Because in the previous one, we learned there were a lot of glitches here and there. But today we hope that things will be normalized.
Thank you. Sir, may we have your name, sir?
I am Mr. Luke.
Are you satisfied with the level of the electoral process so far?
Yes, I'm satisfied with the way they're starting, and from the starting to what we are seeing now, I really was impressed with what I see, because they came on time and then things are moving the way it's supposed.
But how can you compare the turnout with the last election that has?
Actually, the turnout is not really impressive like the former, like the ones that happened last time. Because last time from 5 a.m. you find out people were already sitting at the ballots at the polling point, waiting to cast their vote. But presently now they are coming up compared to what they just started with. Because we started with few number of people, but as you can see, the numbers are increasing.
Do you think there are areas that the INEC need to improve?
There are other areas. For now, I can't really dictate any, but I can say they really do well. They really do well.
Nasa farko yana ce wai my fingers will just it.
Sir, can I have your name, sir?
My name is Jeremiah Thomas.
What is your view and your expectation on this gubernatorial and state assemblies election going on to?
It's a very interesting one, especially in Kaduna State. Now, as you can see, people are already on queue, and voting has actually commenced. A lot have voted, and a lot are still on the queue. It's also going to be a very interesting one because of the times, you know. It is also very, very important for people to also know that the election has taken a different dimension, especially on religious lines. Then, apart from that, the happening of the last election has also affected the turnout. Because from the last election, before this time, a lot of people were here, did not even get a place to actually go. But today, it has created apathy. A lot of people are discouraged from the outcome of last election. So I think that is why this place is still scanty.
What is your expectation at the end of the exercise?
Well, as a citizen, I expect at the end of the day we should have a peaceful process, and then whoever is declared the winner, we're ready to accept if the process is actually free and fair.
Thank you. Sir, can I have your name, sir?
My name, Dogara Musa is my name.
So far, are you satisfied with the level of the electoral process?
I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied. I'm okay with the election.
What about the turnout?
Is very poor due to the last election, the presidential election. The turnout is somehow poor. But I believe people are going back to tell the people that are yet to come out. The election has started. Not like the former election, they started late. That is what affects the turnout this time around.
What is your expectation at the end of the exercise?
Peaceful and credible election. We discover that the election is not, the rigging is not where we are, but as if the rigging come from somewhere else. But we believe this time around, what has feel, things will be okay this time around.
To ya sunan?
Sunana Abubakar Ali Muhammad.
Nan wace mazaɓa ce?
Nan kana kiran sarki chapter ta University.
Wace ce akwatin sarki?
Akwatin sarki na tabi a
ita wannan ta bayan ka kenan?
Wannan ta bayana. Wannan rabi alhamdulillah anan ba mu da gaba ba wani abu ko zabe kowa na yi lafiya zauna lafiya tare da babu wani rikici ko kuma na mutuwa da babu kowa an samu haɗin kai da ma'aikata da lafiya su tsaya suna aiki da kuma a ce an samu wani ba ta gari a babu a wajen nan alhamdulillah in ma da akwai ba mu ba shi ba alhamdulillah ba mu wata matsala muna da cikin kwanciyar.
Amma to ya kake ganin zaben idan kace zaka iya kiyasta shi?
To ka san shi kamar aka ce mace ce da ciki ba san me za ta haifa ba ko dai zabe muna nan ana zabe nan kuma mutane ga sai gunda ga zabe illa adadin da mutane suna cikin farin ciki gunda ga cikin farin ciki yana ganin abin da ya zaba mutane a kuma suna yin sa shine kai abin da zamu ce amma gaskiya da nasara sosai a wajen mutane ga suna a suna cikin farin ciki ko ya zabo abin da ra'ayin su yake
to nagode. Agents are disagreeing with what is going on here. That's why we are having some exchange of words from them. But everything will be settled right now because the security has involved in the matter. Suna da mazaɓa ai
muna da matsala
ta cewa ba mu da kayan aiki. Me ba mu da kayan aiki saboda ba mu da stamp na ainihin kuma ana zaɓe ana signing kawai. Kuma signing kowa zai iya yin signing. Kowane signing akwai wanda inda ya ga signing yana iya kwafasa da yi shi lokaci guda. To amma in aka kawo stamp na INEC wannan shi yake nunawa cewa wanda ya karɓi ya amfani da ballot paper tabbas ma'aikacin INEC shi ya ba da ballot paper. Amma idan aka ce kawai signing ne ni ma zan iya kwafa wani ma zai iya kwafa inda yana da ballot paper. To don haka mu mun kuso a kawo mana stamp cewa wannan ga stamp na INEC ne kuma sannan shi ya signing a baya to shi ne za mu yadda cewa wannan ƙuri'a tabbas ta zama ƙuri'a. Amma in dai ba haka ba gaskiya ba za mu yadda a ci gaba da zaɓe ba cewa babu stamp na INEC saboda shi ne hujjanmu na cewa wannan zaɓe ya yi. Amma in ba haka mu ba mu yadda ba gaskiya a ci gaba da yin zaɓe kawai da signing. Gaskiya mu ba ma buƙatar wannan abu. In za a yi signing to tabbas sai an yi stamp na INEC sannan za mu karɓi kuri'un da za yi. Don haka mu yanzu dole a tsaye da zaɓe sannan a kawo mana supervisor ya zo ni maku ne cewa ya kawo kada